The old lighthouse stood alone on the cliff, its towering spire piercing through the thick fog like a skeletal finger. Ella had always been drawn to it, even as a child, when her uncle, the last keeper, would tell her stories of the storms that raged below. Now, with the lantern room gutted and the glass shattered, it seemed less a beacon of safety and more a tomb. She volunteered to clean it, to restore it, but deep down, she knew she came for closure. Her uncle had disappeared 5 years ago, leaving only his logbook behind. The entries grew strange toward the end, speaking of shadows in the fog and voices that whispered when the light was low. Ella didn't believe it, of course. She never did until tonight. The air was heavy with the scent of salt and decay as she climbed the spiral stairs, her lantern flickering. Each step creaked, and she told herself it was just the wood settling, but the sound echoed too loudly in the silence. She reached the top, where the logbook lay open on a dusty table. The last entry was dated the night he vanished. "It's inside now. I can feel it in the walls, in the light. I've tried to fight it, but it's no use. The fog brought it, and the fog will take me." Ella shivered, despite the thickness of her sweater. She turned to leave, but the door slammed shut behind her. Her breath caught as she spun around, but there was no one there. The fog outside seemed to press in, swirling through the broken glass like living smoke. She tried to call out, but her voice was swallowed by the emptiness. And then she heard it, a low, raspy whisper, so faint it might have been the wind. But it called her name. Ella! Her heart pounded as she gripped the lantern tighter, its light trembling in her hand. She descended the stairs one by one, each step slower than the last. At the bottom, she found the source of the sound. An old radio, its dials rusted and cracked, sitting where it hadn't been before. It crackled to life, spewing static, and then a voice, low, distorted, and familiar. "I told you it was here." Ella dropped the lantern, and it died with a splinter of glass. In the sudden darkness, she heard footsteps, heavy, deliberate, coming from upstairs. Her breath hitched as they descended, each thud echoing closer. She backed into the wall, her hands clawing for a way out, but the door was sealed tight. The footsteps stopped right behind her, and then there was warmth, a breath on the back of her neck. She screamed, but the sound was muffled, as if the fog itself swallowed it. When the light flickered back to life, Ella was alone. The radio was gone, and the door swung open to the storm. But on the wall, in wet, black letters, someone had written, "The fog will take you too." Ella didn't wait to see if it was true. She ran, the lighthouse looming behind her, its shadow stretching long and sinister in the faint moonlight. And when she finally reached her car, locked the doors, and looked back, there was a figure in the lantern room watching her, waving.